Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very special video for you guys. It is one of a kind, one which I have never done before until now. This is going to be my first ever GPU review of the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 580. As you can see, this is the EVGA model of the card. This was a top tier GPU back in 2011 when this thing was first released. So yes, it is a 10-year-old GPU, and we're going to see how it performs in modern titles today. In terms of specs, this thing has 512 CUDA cores and 1.5 gigabytes of GDDR5 video memory. As you can see, it also supports SLI over here, and you're going to need an 8-pin as well as a 6-pin for your PCI Express connectors on this thing. You might be asking, why just review a random GPU? Why review something that's as old as this? Well, here's the deal. There is a bit of a backstory as to why I'm even making this video, and it goes out to a friend of mine. So this friend of mine, we'll call him Austin, alright? So I built a PC for him back in May, and overall it's, a fairly solid system. It has a Ryzen 5 3600, decent 6-core 12-thread processor, 16 gigs of RAM at 3200 megahertz, a 500 gigabyte NVMe SSD. I'm pretty sure it was a WD Blue, like an SN550 that we used, and a 600 watt power supply. So overall, sounds pretty good, right? You'd expect, like, for a graphics card, you'd probably think, I don't know, RTX 2060 or 2070 or something like that, or I guess a 30 series. But actually, because graphics cards were so hard to come by, he got just a really old video card from our other friend. We'll call him Jake because that's his name. And this card he actually got off of Jake for free. So you can imagine that it's not really going to be that good if he gave it to him for free, right? And it's not. It really wasn't that good. It's an AMD FirePro V5900, which is like about as good as like a GT 730 or 740 maybe. Really just not an impressive card, and it can play like the games that he wants. It can play Valorant, it can play CSGO, and it can play those games fine, but he's looking for something that's a little bit more powerful, something that can at least give you like decent FPS at Apex Legends at 1080p or 900p or 720p. And Fortnite, he wants to play Fortnite as well. However, one thing that is a little bit confused with this GPU, because it's an 80 class graphics card, people think because like 80 is like the elite tier of graphics cards, like it can play pretty much any game at 1080p. That is not true, actually, because this thing is really old. If you compare it to like a modern GPU today, it's maybe like a GTX 1050, like sort of similar to that in a way, just with much older technology. This is Fermi technology instead of Pascal, which is on the 10 series of GPUs. And it can really only play esports titles. That's really the goal with the 580, at least in modern day. Titles, is just to be able to play esports titles, 60 FPS, 1080p, AAA gaming. Like it doesn't really do that. It doesn't really specialize in AAA gaming. You can probably play some older AAA titles, but like Battlefield 5 or Shadow of the Tomb Raider, you're probably not going to be able to run those at 1080p, 60 FPS, and get a constant, like, smooth and enjoyable gaming experience. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm making this video. Now, on to actually seeing how this thing performs.
Alright guys, here we are in the desktop, booted up, ready to play some games. As you can see, our GTX 580 is showing up there. All 1.5 gigabytes of VRAM, running off of DirectX 12. And it is being run with a Ryzen 7 2700 and 16 gigs of RAM at 2666. Alright guys, so the first of our focus titles today is Fortnite, and we're going to be running this game at 1080p on pro settings, but using performance mode just to get the most FPS out of this thing possible. And we get in the hundreds for FPS. Let's see if I can... 16. Probably shouldn't go in a fight with an SMG versus an AR. So looking at the ground, like looking at that, we just got 170s there. So far, wow, this is like better than what I got in Chapter 2 on these exact same settings. I think actually instead of these I used just pro settings. I don't think I went on performance mode, because I think the last time I tested, or last time I saw someone test this GPU on Fortnite was before performance mode actually came out. So this is very impressive seeing what we're seeing right now. I mean, we're averaging... Oh shoot, I forgot to benchmark. Okay, I fixed it now. I wasn't benchmarking apparently, so yeah, now we can actually get a good idea of the FPS that we're getting. Oh, I forgot sliding was in the game. Let's do that real quick. I love doing that in Apex. Overall, it still looks pretty good. Like, even on performance mode, the game still looks really good. I mean, I'm sure someone who's playing on these settings doesn't really care about looks anyway, and it's just all about the FPS, but, I mean, like, even in this wooded area, we're getting high 90s, low 100s sometimes. Our average is still well above 100 FPS, but, I mean, this is running better than Chapter 2 did, at least for me, and someone's here. This is probably it. Dude, the controls in this game are messed up. I'm trying to benchmark here, but, I mean, we are getting, like, decent FPS, so I guess it's okay. Let's see if that makes it. Too far. That's it. Trapped in this. Yes, let's go, baby. Oh, what a kill. Alright guys, the next game is Minecraft, and we're going to be testing this at the 1080p resolution on low settings. 300s plus, dude. This is enough to get you a 240 hertz, if not 360 hertz monitor. Okay, the loading is going to take some FPS off, but like, I mean, this is ridiculous. Oh yes, the game doesn't look as fancy as it would on, well, fancy graphics, but I mean, you got to take that with a grain of salt. People who are playing Minecraft probably don't care about the graphics. People who are playing Minecraft are just either trying to speedrun it or play it for the nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? Like graphics are a second thought on this game. You know, it's not really anything people pay a lot of attention to, unless you're like me and you like to benchmark things. For a graphics card that's 10 years old, that has, like, you know, this old architecture, only at 1.5 gigs of VRAM, and is playing a game like Minecraft where, you know, it sometimes takes a while to load stuff in, it's normal for the occasional stutter to happen. So don't think it's a problem with the card. Well, it sort of is, but sort of isn't. It's pretty normal. Now, when I turned on music, I was hoping to get like the OG music. I wasn't hoping to get this, so I might just turn that off. But since we're already halfway through, or pretty much all the way through benchmarking this game, I'm alright with it. I'll let it play. Landscapes have definitely improved. This is huge. Look at this increase in altitude. Now, talking over this music is a real pain. That's Minecraft with 333 FPS average. Alright guys, we are now in Valorant. As you can see, we are playing at the 1080p resolution on high settings. Now, I did actually lag out of the game, so I actually just got teleported back in. So we're gonna continue on with benchmarking this.
One enemy remaining.
That was close. 146 FPS on average. This is crazy. At high settings, by the way. This is 1080p, high settings, and you're getting over 144 FPS. So you want a 144 hertz monitor. This justifies that. Oh, come on. I was just so close to... Dang it. Who said that? Holy crap. What gun is that? Wait, what? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's his ultimate.
Shadows traveling.
There they are.
Cover going out.
Rewinding.
10 seconds left.
Spike planted. Shadows traveling.
Oh, what a way to game. What a way to game, boys. And we lost, dude.
Defenders win.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. 145 FPS average, dude. Alright, y'all, for the final game today, we're going to be testing Apex Legends at 720p on the lowest settings, except for VRAM budget, which is going to be at 2 gigs. Keep in mind, this is at 720p. This just goes to show you that the old architecture of the GTX 580 really, I mean, it doesn't really play these new games all that well. Like games like Fortnite that are kind of made to run on like almost anything, it's fine, but like you'll see right now, like as we drop, like yeah, we're getting in the 40s or whatever, and it's technically playable, but I mean, if you were to play with something like a GTX 670, you'd get much better FPS than what you get here.
We're already in the range. This has running circles for fun.
Opening fire.
I'm gonna go down. I don't want to get in a fight right now.
Keep up with me, compadre.
Oh, you. I'm going this way. So around here, we actually get pretty close to 50 FPS. We get about, yeah, look at that, 52. So this is actually pretty impressive at 720p, not gonna lie. I mean, because we're looking at more over there, it's gonna drop into the 40s, but for the most part, this is a decent experience for the casual player. Oh, frick. Alright, well, 48 FPS on average. Not the worst experience, not the best experience.